What's up, Michael Jordan collectors and investors? I hope you guys are having a great weekend. So in this episode, I'll be covering the 86 Flair Michael Jordan rookie card. So we've got several PSA 10s that are listed in major auction houses, 4 different auction houses. And we have 8 days of sales that we need to go through since the last episode. So Card Gems here. This is today's March 28th Michael Jordan rookie card market report. All right, let's dig into this. So checking the major auction houses for the PSA 10s. We'll start with Mile High Card Auction right here. So they have one listed right here, this PSA 10, and it has 4 days left and it's already up to 242,000 with 26 bids. So nice looking card there. So let's check Leland's Auctions. So this is Leland's Auctions here. They have a PSA 10 right here, 27 bids. It's up to 355,000. This still has 5 days left. So if we check Heritage Auctions, they have a PSA 10 here, but this is just a preview. It's going to be listed on first. So we'll have to wait on that auction. If we check Golden Auctions has 3 different PSA 10s here. So they got this one, it's up to 350,000. And then they have this one here, that's up to 300,000. And they have a third one up to 300,000 as well. And these all end on the 6th of April. So we got several days left on those. All right, so let's go to cardladder.com. All right, we'll start with the PSA 1 here. As a pop of 138. For the past 3 months, it has sold 17 times for an average of $3,332, and it last sold for $2,346 on the 23rd of March. So this card has kind of declined a little bit. So the record high was 5,125, and that was way back on the 14th of February, which seems like a year ago now. So let's look on eBay. We have one here for 1,600, 16 bids, 3 days left. Here's one for a best offer buy now for 3,969. Here's another best offer buy now for 4,500. That's pretty good eye appeal for a PSA 1. Here's one for 5,200, our best offer. And we got a couple more options up here. So PSA 2 has a pop of 202. For the past 3 months, it has sold 18 times for an average of 3,748. It last sold for 4,049 on the 23rd of March, and the record high was 5,307. So if we check eBay, we have a new listing here for 970, 33 bids. Here's one for 1,925, 21 bids. This has 15 hours left. Here's a new listing, 3,500, 0 bids on this one. And here's a buy it now for 4,975. And here's a best offer buy it now for 4,999. So PSA 3 has a pop of 363. For the past 3 months, it sold 14 times for an average of 4,938. And it last sold for 3,601 on the 25th of March. And the record high was 6,250. So if we check eBay, we have one right here for 1,025, 24 bids, 1 day left. Here's one for 2,333, 37 bids. This has 3 days left on it. So here's one for 4,375, has no bids. It's a new listing, has 6 days left. Here's a buy it now for 4,999. Here's a best offer buy it now for 5,100, or best offer. Here's another one for 5,299 of best offer. And you got plenty more options. So PSA 4 has a pop of 719. For the past 3 months, it sold 33 times for an average of 5,292. And it last sold for 5,500. So a little bit of an uptick. That was on the 23rd of March. The record high was 8,595. I was back here on the 4th of February. So if we check eBay, 2,550, 42 bids, about 3 days left. There's 2,550, 41 bids. Here's 3,150, 25 bids. Here's 3,995, no bids. Here's 4,008 bids, 20 hours left. Here's 4,999, no bids. And here's 5,499, buy it now. Here's a best offer, buy it now for 6,000, and you got more options up here. So PSA 5 has a pop of 1,083. So sold 54 times in the last 3 months for 5,932 average. It last sold for 5,200 on the 24th of March, and the record high was 8,600 for the 3 months, which was back here on the 10th of February. So we check eBay, we have one here for 3,484, 33 bids. Here's one for $3,957, 31 bids. Here's $4,085, 38 bids. This has 21 hours left. And here's a best offer, buy now for $6,350. And here's another best offer, buy now for $7,200. And there's more options. So PSA 6 has a pop of 1,757. It's been 51 sales in the last 3 months for 7,383. Last sold for 6,300. And the record high was $11,800 on the 2nd of February. Check eBay. We have a new listing, 1,424, 13 bids. Here's 3,350, 20 bids. Here's 4,050, 18 bids. Here's 4,150, 14 bids. Here's 4,150, 22 bids. Here's a best offer, buy now for 7,000. Here's another one about the same price. And here's a third one for the same price, 7,000. And then we got more options up here for a little bit higher. So BGS 6 has a pop of 462. Sold only 8 times in the last 3 months for an average of 6,315. Last sold for 5,586 on the 26th of March. And the high was 7,700 back here on the 30th of January. So we have none on eBay right now. So BGS 6.5 has a pop of 631. Sold only 8 times in the last 3 months for an average of 6,635. It last sold for 5,878 on the 19th of March, and the high was 8,556. We check eBay. We have one here for 6,500, no bids, 20 hours left. Here's 6,500, our best offer, and here's 8,995, buy it now. So BGS 7 has a pop of 981. Sold 13 times in the last 3 months for 8,345. It last sold for 10,000 on the 20th of March, which was kind of a anomaly compared to what it had been doing. The record high was 12,700 back here on the 7th of February. So here's one for 3,852, 8 bids. Here's one for 4,050, 49 bids. Here's one for 9,999, or best offer. Here's 10,333, or best offer. Here's another one for 10,499, or best offer. And you got more options up here. So PSA 7 has a pop of 3,490. Sold 126 times in the last 3 months for an average of 9,721. Last sold for 7,250 on the 25th of March. And the record high was 15,900 back here on the 6th of February. Checking eBay. We have one here for 1,186, 7 bids. Here's 3,075, 27 bids. Here's 4,300, 54 bids. Here's 4,564, 14 bids. Here's 4,550, 36 bids. Here's 4,651, 74 bids. 5,200, 12 bids. 5,900, 8 bids. 6,100, 44 bids, 20 hours left. Here's 7,770, no bids. Here's 7,999, best offer, buy it now. And you got more options up here. So BGS 7.5 has a pop of 1,466. So it sold 20 times in the last 3 months for 8,570 average. It last sold for 11,000. So a little bit of an uptick here. So we have 8,500 and then 11,000. But the record high was 13,000 back here on the 1st of February. So on eBay, we have one here for 3,450, 20 bids. Here's 5,600, 13 bids. Here's 6,000 with no bids, and that has about 7 days left. Here's 10,275, best offer, buy it now. And we have more options up here. Plenty more options. So PSA 8 has a pop of 7,850. Sold 192 times in the last 3 months for 15,640 average. It last sold for 12,050 or 12,500 actually on the 25th of March, and the record high was $26,000 back here on the 5th of February. So PSA 8, here's one, 202 4 bids just started. Here's a new listing, 4,150, 18 bids. Here's 5,655, 23 bids. Here's 6,155. Here's 7,400. Here's 7,980. Here's 8,100, 33 bids. This has 23 hours left on it. $8,200 here, 25 bids. Here's 8,700, 19 bids. 8,700, 16 bids. Here's 8,995 with no bids. 5 days and 12 hours left. Here's 9,100, 28 bids. Here's 9,800, 1 bid. This has an off-centered qualifier. This has a day and 17 hours. Here's 9,999, 9 bids, 11 hours left. Here's 10,050, 25 bids, 20 hours left. Here's 10,200, 40 bids. This one has ended. So let's check that. Ended for $10,400, 42 bids. So here's one, 12,100. This one also ended. So let's check that. 12,600, 40 bids for that. So 12,600. All right, so here's 12,800, best offer, buy it now. Here's a 12,999, 0 bids. And here's a 13,500, buy it now. 14,000, here's 15,000 or best offer, and you got plenty more options up here. So looking at the BGS 8 has a pop of 2,064. For the past 3 months, it sold 47 times for an average of 11,360. And it last sold for 9,574 on the 22nd of March. If you look here, there's been about 5 or 6 sales that shows that this card has leveled off. So that's a good sign. So the record high was 17,800 back here on the 7th of February. So if we check eBay, we have one here, 1,165, 10 bids, 4,101, 34 bids, 5,750, 16 bids, 21 hours left, 6,000, 31 bids. Here's 7,000 with no bids. Here's 9,750, buy it now. Here's 10,000, no bids, 23 hours left. Here's a best offer, buy it now for 10,950. And we got more options up here. Plenty more options for around $11,000 and $12,000. So SGC 8. So this is sold 9 times in the last 3 months for an average of $12,072. It last sold for $10,000 on the 18th of March, and the record high was $19,000 on the 5th of February. So if we check eBay, we have a new listing here, 14,999, no bids, $14,999 best offer buy it now. Here's one for $19,000 best offer buy it now, and $25,000 buy it now. So SGC 8.5, 8 sells in the last 3 months for an average of $15,650. And it last sold for $15,000 on the 15th of March, and the record high was $20,000 on the 15th of February. We currently do not have any on eBay right now. So BGS 8.5 has a pop of 2,561. For the past 3 months, it sold 50 times for an average of $14,008. And it last sold for $12,150 on the 20th of March. Another card is kind of leveled off quite a bit. So the record high was $23,010 on the 4th of February. So on eBay, we have one here, 2,706, 28 bids, 6,120 bids, 6,133, 35 bids, $7,702, 36 bids. Here's 10,216 bids. This has 20 hours left. Here's 10,999. It ended and had no bids. Here's 14,000 best offer buy it now, and we have some similar price up here. Plenty of options on this card. PSA 8.5, look at that. Pop of 410. This pop jumped a lot, like by 20 in the past 8 days. So 18 times this is sold in the last 3 months for an average of 25,300. So it last sold for 19,680. It looks like this card has finally leveled off some. The record high was 43,400 back here on the 2nd of February. So on eBay, we have one here for $13,000, 30 bids. This has about 3 days left. Here's one, a best offer buy it now for $19,750. So this is about right at that average. Here's another one for $19,000 or best offer. Here's $22,500 buy it now. Here's $24,900 buy it now. And we got a couple of biggies up here. Best offer buy it now is in the 60,000 range. So SGC 9, this has a pop of about 216. No, this has a pop of 216. And it sold only 8 times in the past 3 months. It last sold for $32,850 on the 19th of March. So it's right at that average of 32,000 right here for the 3 months. The high was 57,000 back here on the 3rd of February. So we're looking for 32,000. Here's one at 32,995 buy it now. So it's right at that average. Here's a $40,000 one for buy it now. Here's a best offer buy it now for $47,500. And here's one for about $50,000 or best offer. So PSA 9, this has a pop of 2,773. This is sold 71 times for an average of $52,450 for the 3 months. It last sold for $50,000 on the 24th of March. So it had been declining a little bit here in the 30s, all the way down in the 30s. But it looks like it trended right back up. The high was 89,000 back here on the 8th of February. So a little bit of an uptick on this card. So if we check eBay, we have one here, 7,313 bids. There's 12,854 bids, 15,127 bids, 15,160 bids. Here's 19,023, 32 bids. Here's 117 bids. Here's 21,121 bids. Here's 21,526 bids. Here's 23,042 bids. Here's 26,411, 61 bids. This has 20 hours left. Here's 33,499. Buy it now. That's interesting. So here's 35,340 bids. This ended already. So let's check that out. 35,340 bids that it ended for. So it's like we still have some that are ending in the 30,000 range. So here's 40,000 or best offer. Here's a best offer buy it now for 39,999. Here's 42,000 or best offer. Here's 42,000 or best offer. Here's a 42,000 buy it now. 44,000 or best offer. And you got plenty more options up here. It's starting to get up here in the 50s, all the way up to this 60 range up here. So plenty of options for that card. So BGS 9 has a pop of 1,654. Sold 46 times in the last 3 months for an average of 31,099. But it last sold for 24,840. So that was on the 19th of March. So we have a few sales right in there, all the way. There's some down in the low 20s here. The record high for this card was 56,000 right here on the 7th of February. And then we had another 55,000 here on the 5th of March. So we have a brand new listing here. It's $1. Here's one 8,000, 15 bids. Here's 16,885. It has one bid, a new listing. So here's 19,625 bids. Here's 20,000, 26 bids. Here's 30,420 no bids, 7 days left. Here's a best offer buy now for 36,000. Best offer buy now for 35,950, and you got more options up here. Here's 37,000. Here's 40,000. So more options up there. So SGC 95. This has a pop of 25. This only sold 4 times in the last 3 months for an average of 85,000. Last sold for 55,000 on the 15th of March, and the record high was 125,000 right here on the 31st of January. So we currently do not have any on eBay right now. So BGS 95 has a pop of 526. That pop has not changed in some time, for at least 6 months, maybe a year. So this is sold 14 times in the last 3 months for 88,100 average. It last sold for 91,000 on the 18th. That was a low end. All of these right here are the low ends. The last high end was 162,000. So there seems to be a big gap between the high end and the low end. So, you know, the low end having 1.9 sub minimum grade, and the high end being quad 9.5s or above. Most of the time when you see these really big ones, they have at least 110 sub. So that was the high for the 3 months. So if we check eBay, so we have one here for 115,000 or best offer. This has a 9 on the surface. Here's 111,000. Buy it now. This has a 9 on the corners. Here's 9 on the centering. 149,000 or best offer. Here's a 9 on the centering. 169,000 or best offer. This has a 9 on the surface. 175,000 or best offer. This one has a 9 on the corners, 200,000 or best offer. This is a quad 9.5. This is 200,000. Buy it now. So that would be a high end. Here's 250,000 or best offer. This has a 9 on the surface. Here's another 9 on the surface, and it comes with the sticker 9.5 as well. This is valued at about 69 to 70,000. So 399,000 or best offer. Here's a pair. This has a 9 on the edges, and this has a 9 on the corners. 533,000 or best offer. So looking at the PSA 10, it has a pop of 316. So this went up by 1 because it was 315. So someone probably got lucky with the crossover. So this is sold 13 times in the last 3 months for an average of 515,000. So it last sold for 492,000 on the 21st of March. And the high was a pair of sales for 720,000 on the 30th of January. So if we check eBay, we have one here for 999,000 or best offer. And then we also have this one right here that comes with the sticker that is sold for as much as $200,000 by itself. So $850,000 are best offer for the pair. All right, so let's check recently ended. All right, so we're going to start here back on the 21st. So continuation from my last episode. So I make sure and I cover every sell for you guys so you don't miss out on anything. So here's a SGC 7, sold for $7,495, one bid. Here's the SGC 4.5, sold for $3,999, one bid. Here is a PSA 9, sold for $40,244 bids. Here's a PSA 5, listed for $6,500. So it's sold for $5,225. $5,225 for this PSA 5. So here's a PSA 3, sold for $3,775, 21 bids. Here's a PSA 9, sold for $37,133, 126 bids. Here's a PSA 7, sold for $7,678, 39 bids. Here's a PSA 7, sold for $7,112 bids. Here's another PSA 7, sold for $7,288, 49 bids. Here's a PSA 2, sold for $3,500, one bid. Here is a PSA 8, sold for $12,245 bids. Here's a PSA 7, listed for $7,999, and it's sold for $7,500 for that one. $7,500 for that PSA 7. So BGS 8 listed for $12,499. So it's sold for $9,150. $9,150 for that BGS 8. So here is a authentic altered, sold for $3,800. I buy it now. Here's a PSA 5, sold for $4,300. 15 bids. Here is a authentic altered, listed for $7,499, and it's sold for $5,300. So must have been a really good looking altered card. So here's a PSA 9 with the off-center qualifier, sold for $14,995. Buy it now. Here is a PSA 8 with the off-center qualifier, so $8,400, 48 bids. Here's a BGS 8, sold for $9,999, just one bid. Here's a PSA 8, sold for $10,660 bids, so that's a really low price for that card. And here's another really low price for that card, $10,588, 20 bids. PSA 4, sold for $6,999. Buy it now. Here's a PSA 2, sold for $4,499. Buy it now. Here's an authentic altered, sold for $3,500. Buy it now. Here's a BGS 6.5, listed for $6,900, and it's sold for $6,250. So BGS 8.5, sold for $19,999. Buy it now. Well, that's a pretty high price for that. So here's a PSA 8, sold for $12,728 bids. Here's a PSA 8, sold for $12,102, 35 bids. Here's a BGS 5.5, sold for $6,700, one bid. Here's a PSA 4, sold for $4,000, 25 bids. Here's a PSA 8, sold for $14,000. Buy it now. Here's a BGS 5.5, sold for $4,551, 70 bids. Here is a BGS 8, sold for $12,000. Buy it now. Here's a SGC Authentic, listed for $4,500, and it's sold for $4,000. $4,000 for that Authentic. So here's a BGS 7.5, sold for $7,411, 23 bids. Here's a BGS 8.5, sold for $13,999. Buy it now. Here's a PSA 8, sold for $10,102 bids. So these are selling in the 10,000 range. PSA 9, sold for $36,625 bids. Here's a BGS 8, sold for $7,523, 35 bids. PSA 7, sold for $8,500, 20 bids. So that's pretty high for that card. So here's a, this is autographed here. So it comes with the Upper Deck Authenticated Certificate of Achievement, a certificate of authenticity. So 15,239 bids. So here's a PSA 8, sold for 14,350, 31 bids. Here's a PSA 5, sold for 4,911, 30 bids. Here's a PSA 1.5. You don't see these very often. Sold for 4,130. Buy it now. PSA 3, sold for $3,601, 9 bids. Here's a PSA 6 listed for $8,000, and this one sold for $6,300. $6,300 for that PSA 6. So PSA 4.5 sold for $5,001 bid. Here's a PSA 7 sold for $7,070, 1 bid. Here's a PSA 7 sold for $6,999, 1 bid. Here's a BGS 8.5 sold for $9,600, 50 bids. Here's a PSA 6 sold for $6,300, 61 bids. Here's another 1.5. Wow, $3,900 listing price, sold for $3,375. It's a rare card, that 1.5. So here's a raw card, but it's probably a fake. So here's a PSA 7, 7,500, 44 bids. Here's a PSA 8, 13,599, 29 bids. Here is a PSA 9 listed for $59,995. And this one sold for $50,000. So this is probably the sell that's on Card Ladder, that new sell that ticked up. So would mean that it's confirmed 50,000. Must have been a really good card. It said PSA 10 crossover to a PSA 10. So it's top 15% eye appeal. So that's why I got the premium on there. It's a really nice looking high end 9. So PSA 5 sold for 5,249 bids. Here's a PSA 3 listed for 3,999. And this sold for $3,699. So he saved $300 by negotiating. So PSA 8 sold for $12,500. Buy it now. Here's an authentic altered listed for $6,250. And it's sold for $5,000. So another good looking authentic card. So if you have a good looking authentic card, it sells for quite a bit. So BGS 7 sold for $5,500, 1 bid. So that's amazing. So this authentic card sold for almost as much as this BGS 7. So PSA 6 listed for $6,995, and it sold for $6,500. $6,500. So here's a PSA 6 sold for $8,999. Buy it now. Here's a BGS 6 sold for $5,586, 31 bids. Here's a PSA 6 sold for $6,595, 2 bids. Here's a PSA 9. Well, it's actually an 8.5. I was looking right here, but this is a PSA 8.5 listed for $29,999, and it sold for $22,500. So that would be a little bit of an uptick for the 8.5 if that's confirmed. Here's a PSA 8 for $12,599, 29 bids. And I don't know what grading company this is. This is a new one for me. So here is a PSA 3.5, another card you don't see very often. $3,600 for it, 23 bids. Here's a BGS 7.5, $7,034, 36 bids. Here's a PSA 7, sold for $7,476 bids. Here's a BGS 9, $19,911, 67 bids. So it's the first one I've seen below 20,000 in a while. Here's a BGS 8.5, sold for $10,999, 1 bid. And we have a PSA 8 for $10,400, 42 bids. Another one in the 10,000 range. So I have some notable cards that ended. So check these out. So this PSA 10 here ended, no longer available. It was listed for $1 million. So we don't know what that sold for. Probably sold privately. And here's another PSA 10 that was listed for $4,999 and it's no longer available. So not sure how much that went for, but it's worth noting. And then we had this BGS 9.5 here that had a 10 on the centering. And I was watching this on the first day, it was already up to $50,000, and then suddenly it just ended. So that is my update for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you did, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and if you have any comments, just comment down below, and I will see you guys on the next Michael Jordan Market Report.